Welcome to another edition of Talkline. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the 46th Annual Ohel Gala in New York City. We'll be right back with our very special broadcast focusing on the wonderful work Ohel does on a day-to-day basis in New York and around the country. We'll be right back with our broadcast right after the following messages. Stay tuned.
Are you in business, a store owner, wholesaler, or manufacturer? Do you know you may be eligible for free television and radio advertising? Millions of dollars are lost every year by businesses not taking advantage of free radio and television advertising. Don't lose out. Advertising is the lifeline of any business, large or small. For free consultation, call us in the New York area, 212-769-1925. Out of New York, 866, My TV Show.
Kosher Expeditions provides unique activity-based tour vacations with delicious glatt kosher cuisine, cooked fresh on site to over 30 of the world's most exotic destinations, including Costa Rica, the Canadian Rockies, Spain, and African safari. Relax at our 7-year running Passover holiday adventure located at our Kosher Le Pesach luxury beachside resort in Costa Rica. Enjoy breathtaking ocean views surrounded by exotic wildlife on an all-inclusive Pesach vacation that includes inspiring lectures, children's programming, and exciting Costa Rican adventure tours during Chol Hamoed. Kosher Expeditions operates year-round tours, offering all-inclusive travel programs to custom and private groups, students, camps, young adults, and regularly scheduled departures. Come tour with the most established kosher tour operator since 1994. Call Kosher Expeditions at 877-JT-KOSHER or visit them online at kosherexpeditions.com, the source for exciting worldwide kosher adventures.
On my left is tonight's special guest of honor for Ohel, Moshe Hellman. He's co-chair, co-president of Ohel for so many years and puts his heart and soul into it. And the chairman of the dinner joins you, Moshe Bertram from Bertram Foods. So, gentlemen, thank you. Let me first wish you a hearty mazel tov on a well-deserved honor.
Thank you, Zev. Coming here, I was thinking, I know that I was being interviewed by Zev, and Zev does such a wonderful interview that sometimes it's difficult to do an interview. But the way he does it, he just eases you right into it. You don't even realize that you've been there.
Well, I want to confess, one of my favorite guests over here is Moshe, because he puts his heart and soul, not just with Ohel, it's his passion, but he wants Klal, he wants people to be more humane to one another, more civil to one another. That's his project.
You know what I call him? A Gorn and Chesed. You know what that means, a Gorn of Chesed? That's my shirt. Bert Hellman. If anybody deserved to be guest of honor, this is the man. His heart, like you said, his heart and soul, you don't begin to know the koiches that man put into Ohel. Day and night, no sleeping, no this, slept in the Ohel rooms, ran to Ohel, was day and night, he lived Ohel.
No, it's certainly...
And that's exactly Mr. President of Ohel.
Well, I remember sitting in your office where you're supposed to be doing real business, but you're really tending to Ohel business all the time. How many years have you been involved with Ohel so passionately?
Over 40.
Over 40 years.
Yeah.
And I know you had a lot of achievement. Ohel has grown in 40 years. I know I spoke to you off the air. It has grown immensely.
Unfortunately, it has grown. This is not a business that you want to see grow, but if the need is there, you got to do it.
What would you say is your... If you had to look back in 40, it's a very tough question. You have so many different shining moments. What would you say would be your biggest achievement as far as Ohel is concerned?
Oh,
We're not going to let the chairman grab the mic so quickly.
Wow, that's it. Here's my friend Shlomo and Lydia, Dr. Lydia. What's my biggest? What is my biggest achievement?
You would say, what would you say is your biggest accomplished achievement? What have you seen Ohel done that you take the biggest pride in? Because you have so many the growth.
The truth is, I'm finding it difficult to answer only because, and not because of Gaiva. There are achievements. like he mentioned, Moshe Hellman mentioned sleeping in one of the homes just to see that it's run properly. There were some issues which Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach brought to my attention. Then I just felt the only way I can find out really what's going on if I'm there. I think that the respect to the staff is, without them, I'm not there. They're there. They're the ones that deal with the children and adults all the time. There's a respect for all our clients. I hate to call them clients because that sounds like a business. It's not a business. I respect for all our consumers. It's also not. There's a lot of, look, when I took over, there were 180 employees in Ohel. There are 1,300 employees.
Wow,
today.
that's a tremendous jump.
Tremendous amount of people. Now, we didn't just hire people because there was no need. There was a need, and we hired. I give a lot of credit to my wife because there was much time that I didn't spend at home that I could have, should have, would have. My children. But Baruch Hashem, listen, this is what the Rosh Hashanah has for me, and I'm not complaining. Thank God. He's been very good to us.
No, and you've been good to Ohel because it's grown, as you said, over the course of 40 years. You saw at the inception there was a need for what Ohel does. It went from just being a foster home to being a multifaceted agency that helps so many families in need in so many different ways.
I'll tell you, my son-in-law is an insurance broker. He cannot do business with this agency. Why? Because of nepotism. And there is no one on the board. Moshe Bertram is a board member. He can't do business. He does wholesale groceries. He cannot do business with the organization. He could tell us the prices so that we know, how much to pay, but he can't do business because people will say, "Oh, of course, Hellman, his son-in-law is an insurance broker. He's making some money." He's making nothing off there. I can't take a pencil out of the desk of anyone or off the desk of any. It's not mine. It's not right. It's just not mine. And I think that's the integrity that permeates the organization.
No, and that's what it is, because I know you for so many of them, but I enjoy our radio chats too, not only about Ohel, where he speaks with a passion, but as I said earlier, Ohel is here to make a difference, and you're here to make a difference, so people should be more kind, more civil to one another. We live in a time where things have changed in 40 years. You've probably seen how people act very differently today.
One part of my speech is where I speak in the 1970s, when abuse was something that was pushed under the carpet, or people say it never happened or whatever, we were in the forefront talking about it, so much so that some people were upset with us. And what are you doing?
Well, you had flack. You had a lot of grief where people say, why are you dealing with abuse? Why are you involved with it, Rod? You had a lot of flack for it.
We have a lot of flack, and we do exactly what the law of the land is. We are in a Medina Shel Chesed. The United States is a Medina Shel Chesed. And if they have a law that we need to abide by, we do it. And we feel, not only because they say so, because we feel it. We want to, an abuse, we want to abide by it. What gives you a right to abuse anybody? And especially the sexual abuse, any abuse is terrible, but that's the avi avos. That's the worst of the worst. You're hurting little children. What are you doing? You're ruining them for the rest of their lives. What are you doing?
Well, unfortunately, and we dealt with this on the radio, when victims of abuse are not dealt with and they grow up, they can be suicidal, affects their marriages, in which case, in a way, it creates more work for all. If you don't deal with it at the beginning, it creates all kinds of other problems, which unfortunately agencies such as yours have to deal with.
And we do deal with them. And the reason we got into this was because our foster children, many of them, some of them, are victims of abuse, whether it's physical or sexual. They're victims of that. And so we said, wait a second, now we have these children that were abused, so how do we help them? So that's how we got into that. And once you get into that, so who is the abuser? The abuser, fortunately, unfortunately, needs help. But I'll tell you the truth. They say that, again, I'm not a professional, but they say that these abusers, you can help them for a short period, and if they want to go on and do it again, they'll do it again. I don't want Ohel to be a part of that. We can help. If we can help somebody, we'd love to. But you go ahead and you help somebody, and then he goes and does it again, I wouldn't, it would look terrible. Ohel, what did you do? You taught this guy how to deal with it, and he's not dealing with it. So Yes, because there are 11 steps. You can't force a guy to do anything. If we could put a switch into this guy and say, listen, you stopped, it's over, that would be wonderful. Well, you can't. So I can't. The abuse part of Ohel is a pinky compared to the old Ohel. And the pinky was infecting the whole body. We can't, we had to, an insurance company didn't allow us to do it. So we will help and treat the abused. But the abuser, we leave to somebody else.
And you have so many different facets of OL that from different areas of the family and from so many different ways, from divorce, there's so many different things that afflict our society, and the OL, I think, has risen to the challenge.
You'll hear tonight foster parents of foster children, who these children would have been in the streets. They would have been, who knows what they would have been. And today they are people. We have a couple. I just met a couple of foster children who got married. They thank us. They don't know what to do for us. We saved them. And before Ohel, there was no such thing. Because why? Because everyone kept it secret. No one came public and said, "I need help." Some people even said, "We're abusing our children." They themselves needed help. They pleaded for help. So we gave them this help. And thank God, even in a foster child situation, when we take away a child, we don't take away anybody. The state or the city takes away. But when they take away someone, they turn them over to Ohel. We find, you have foster, they have a Hasidic child. You can't put them into a very modern home, so you need a shidduch on that. You can't take a very modern kid and put him into a Hasidic home. You know, many times we even tried the affluence. You take some kid who came from a very wealthy family, you put him into a very poor family, you're setting up the kid for failure. He's not used to that. And the reverse is true. There's so much that goes into, and I hear what these social workers and the psychologists have to go through. Unbelievable. My hats are off to them. Not to me. Of course, the board enables them. But it's them, the staff of Ohel, who they're on the front lines. We're in the offices.
Well, I don't want to take away from you because you have done it without you. Listen, it's a partnership. Without the participation and the hard work of people such as yourself, Moshe, it wouldn't get done too. It's everybody together. So thank you
so much.
You've done so much.
Thank you.
And Mazel, really well-deserved honor, well-deserved, to 120 and beyond.
Amen.
Moshe Hellman, thank you for all the work that you do for all of us.
Yeah. It's 40 years, over 40 years, and I'm on the board. 25 years president.
At least another 40 years, right? On the board.
40 years of life. I don't know about 40 years.
Good to see Harvey Cayley. He's involved in so many different Jewish causes, but his heart's OL Camp Cayley, named by the family. Harvey and Gloria doing so much. So good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you again, and I'm very happy to be here.
Tell us, you have so many different causes you're involved, but you have a special place in your heart for Ohel. Tell us about it.
That's correct, especially because what we're doing is helping kids with special needs. And I believe they have the same wants and desires as any other kid. But because of circumstances, many times they're outside the group. And with Ohel and in Camp Ohel, they're very inclusive, and they're not outside the group, but within the group. And it's beautiful to see. The other very nice thing about kids with special needs is that the honesty, the purity of their honesty. They say it as it is, no hidden agendas, and I believe that's beautiful.
And I think the point is that in the camp you have integration, you have special needs with everybody working together, which you don't always find. So it's good for everybody. It gives sensitivity for those that don't have special needs, and for the special needs children, it gives them a chance to mainstream more.
Exactly. In fact, we say the special needs kids become regular, and the regular kids become special.
Well, it's very special what you're doing for Ohel, so thank you for sharing that with. Thank you for all the work that you're doing.
Oh, I appreciate Ohel, and what I really say, it's Ohel that's doing the work. So I feel privileged to be able to be part of Ohel.
Thank you, and always a pleasure to have you on the air with us.
Well, thank you. Take care.
We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from Ohel's 46th Annual Gala in New York City.
If you've ever considered hosting your own radio or TV show, then we can help you. Talkline Communications works with individuals and groups interested in broadcasting on radio and TV. Ideal for lawyers, doctors, financial advisors, organizations, or anyone interested in broadcasting. Talkline works with various TV and radio stations in New York and around the country that lease airtime at competitive rates so we can pass on that savings to you. For more information, call us at 212-769-1925. That's 212-769-1925.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner coming to you from the 46th Annual Gala for Ohel in New York City. We're speaking with Rivka Wilomowski. She is on the board of Camp Kaylee, involved with Ohel, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
How long are you involved with Camp Kaylee?
Since it began about 5 years ago.
And how did you get involved?
I guess I have children. My girls were interested in going into the camp. I know David Mandel personally, so it was a good fit as a mother and just interested in getting involved in general.
Well, they do amazing work because they have kids that are special needs, kids that are not special needs, everybody working and blending well together. That's what I was up there a couple of summers. That's what impressed me the most.
It's amazing. Obviously it's amazing for the special needs kids because they gain so much being in a more typical environment, but it's also amazing for the typical children who gain such a better understanding of how the same the special needs children are to them, and they become friends with them and they keep up with them all year, and it really opens them up in amazing ways too.
I understand that they pretty much sell out every summer. They have people waiting to get in, believe it or not.
Very much so, yes. Right now, they're basically near capacity already, and it's November.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for your working with Camp Kaylee and being on the board.
Thank you.
Irving Langer, he is the Executive Director of the Board of Ohel. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to honor my good friend, Moshe Hellman, the president. A phenomenal person, and I'm just so excited. I was just telling you that what a gorgeous, those who just came saw the most beautiful sunset, and we just saw Hashem, God was showing off how beautiful Ma'anora Masech Hashem. So I wanted to say also that having Moshe Hellman as president, Ma'anora, that how wonderful it is that Ohel had the privilege to have a person like him on board, running the organization and doing such a phenomenal job.
Thank you. And since I forgot to mention, you also wrote a book on kosher fine wines. You're an expert in that, so I say l'chaim to you and l'chaim to Moshe Hellman, right?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure. Take care. Be well.
Have you ever dreamed of learning to read Hebrew? Have you tried to learn Hebrew before, but found it too hard? Well, here's your chance to learn how to read Hebrew and understand what you're reading. On From the Aleph Bet, JBS's innovative and highly acclaimed weekly Hebrew series. On every episode, Rabbi Mark S. Golub offers hints on how to remember the sounds of Hebrew letters, shows you how simple it is to pronounce any Hebrew word, no matter how complicated it looks, and reveals the secret to reading Hebrew which most people are never taught. Best of all, you'll understand the meaning of every word you'll learn. Whatever your age, young and not so young, don't miss this wonderful opportunity to learn how to truly read Hebrew used in the experience of Judaism here in the United States. On From the Aleph Bet, every Monday at 9:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m., and every Saturday at 9 a.m., right here on JBS, expanding Jewish understanding.
Joel Wasser is on the board of Ohel. His family is being honored tonight at the Ohel dinner, so mazel tov. I know your family is so involved with Ohel.
Correct. No, thank you. It's well, a lot of feelings and thoughts being here tonight because my father, Olav Shalom, was actually one of the founders of Ohel, and we grew up in the house. We grew up with Ohel in the home. And Baruch Hashem, you come here today after so many years to see where Ohel came from and to where it is today and how many people's lives they impact. It's just a great, great feeling.
No, and really, and I was just commenting over the course of time how Ohel has, unfortunately, it's grown because of the need.
Correct. You know, unfortunately, but the beauty and the force of Ohel is that with such a chesed organization that they have found ways to help these people that have needs. You know, my father used to say, "Merubim tzarchei amcha," the needs of our people are so great. And Baruch Hashem that we have an Ohel today that is able to reach out to so many challenging situations and help people and impact their lives in a positive way.
Thank you, and mazel tov to your family on also the honor of doing so much for Ohel, and I'm glad that's being recognized and honored this evening.
Thank you so much, and you be well.
Thank you. Be well. On my left, one of the honorees at tonight's dinner, Tamara Siklik. Mazel tov. And of course, her proud father, Dr. Wallace Green, who I know for many years, who's now the executive director of Shalamet School in Brooklyn. Mazel tov on your new position. Let me first turn to you. This is a wonderful evening, a wonderful tribute to you and your family. So, Mazel tov, what went through your mind getting the award tonight?
It's not about me. It's about everybody that benefits from the work that was done and from the fundraising that was done. And it was just very nice to share it with a lot of other deserving people.
How did you get involved in Ohel in the first place?
I have a family member who is a resident in one of the homes, and I wanted a chance to just give back. So I got involved in Long Island, on the Long Island Leadership Advisory Board. And then I've always been an avid athlete and into fitness, and I started running. And I wanted to...
Yeah, we had you on one of our programs with one of the Ohel marathons in previous years.
So when I went to Ohel to run the marathon, we came up with this concept of Team Ohel, which was to give multiple people the opportunity to fundraise for Ohel while doing something that you love. And since then, it has grown, and we also do the half marathon, we do the 5-borough bike city tour, we do the OXE at Camp Kayla this past summer. So it's grown, and it's basically giving people many opportunities to volunteer their time to do different fitness activities that they enjoy doing while fundraising and getting the word out about all the good work that Ohel does.
So you're really able to run around for Ohel?
Physically, yes, and literally, yes.
Let me turn to you. Mazel tov. Let me turn to your proud father. I'm sure you're very proud of what your daughter has accomplished.
I am very proud of her carrying on, doing tremendous chasadim for Ohel, which is a wonderful institution. And through her, many people are benefiting from the services that they do. So, mazel tov Tamar, and we're very proud of you.
Thank both of you, and congrats on your position. How's that coming along with Shalamis in Brooklyn?
Very exciting, and I'm looking forward to great things with the Shalamis School.
Thank you. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Thank you so much. Good to see Moshe Zakheim involved in so many different groups, but he's co-chairman of Ohel. So good to see you here at the Ohel dinner.
Yes, thank you very much for being here yourself. It's very special. We have a very nice slate tonight. We have a guest of honor is Moshe Hellman. We have a tribute to the Wasser family, Max and Rose, Rabbi Lerfeld, and a number of other individuals. But really, what we're all here is because of the organization. The organization is really something very special, a premier, clean, very special organization led by David Mendel and a wonderful staff. Where they came into being is because of the need. And Baruch Hashem, they fill the need in a major way, in such a way that major funding sources are making themselves available. Where things are difficult, we have the ability to put things together. We do have the homes, those for foster care, those for abuse, those for all kinds of different things. Where there's a need for it, Ohel steps in. And Baruch Hashem, led by wonderful people, and the honorees this evening are the mainstays of the organization. Thank you very much for being part of everything.
Good to see you again, Moshe. And I know if you're here, I know I'm in a good place, right?
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you for being here.
We're speaking with Ruchama Gash. She's a secretary for Moshe Hellman in his real estate office for 20 years. And whenever I call, I get her on the telephone. Tell me the truth, because I know when I speak to Moshe, including in his office, he spends so much time with Ohel. I'm not sure when he gets anything else done. You can perhaps best tell us.
That's correct. There's never, for Ohel, there's never, I'm busy. For anything in the cloud, there's never, I'm busy. He's always available. Someone calls, they say he doesn't know me, but I need to speak to Mr. Hellman. Mr. Hellman picks up the phone and we'll speak to them. He's just gives to the whole community.
You know, he's a wonderful individual. I know him for so many years. What I like is that his heart's really into it. Some people do it. He does it full heart, full body, right?
Absolutely. I'm there for 20 years, and after 20 years, I'm still wowed at how much he cares about everyone and just wants to help out wherever he can. That's what makes him happy. When he's able to help someone, that's what makes him happy.
Thank you, and we're paying tribute to Moshe Hellman and his work for Ohel. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very pleased to have with us one of our most regular guests on our program, Rabbi Shmuel Golden, Congregation of his Torah, Unlocking the Torah Secrets, which is a Torah Text, wonderful book. And here he is at the Ohel dinner. So good to see you here. What brings you to the Ohel dinner this year?
Good to be here. It's a wonderful cause, and one of the honorees is Bruce Prince, a member of my congregation. So it was a pleasure to be here.
And Ohel does such great work, and you see it in New York and New Jersey, elsewhere. They're really a wonderful group.
It was a very moving evening. People spoke about particularly the foster program that they run in Camp Kaylee. My daughter actually is a division head at the camp and enjoys it very, very much. And really, it's just very moving to be here and to participate with thousands of people, really, in a very wonderful way.
Good to see you, and thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Good to see you, Zev.
L.D. Kleiman has so many titles, including the Holocaust Center, which he's building in Brooklyn, so active in the good Jewish world, the good. But tonight, he is co-chair of the board of Ohel and also chair of Camp Kaylee. So congratulations on all the work you're doing. And tell us, how did you get so involved with Ohel?
Actually, my uncle, Rabbi Yosef Fishman, Zechariah Levracha, was one of the original founders of Ohel, and he was an inspiration to all of us in the family to do chesed, to be involved in askanis, and that's how I first learned about Ohel. And as I was going through my career in philanthropy, I managed to somehow get involved with Ohel miraculously, and it is a miraculous organization, actually. They do so much important stuff and so many dynamic things that are important to our community, and it's just a total chesed organization that's fabulous. And it's really an honor to serve them in any way that I can to help such a wonderful organization.
You know, I was thinking out loud because you're really covering both ends of the spectrum. On the Kleiman Holocaust Memorial Center, you're commemorating the past, and with Ohel, you're helping the future grow by helping families.
Right, correct.
So you're covering both ends of the spectrum.
Trying to, right. Trying to cover all the bases. The Holocaust Project, Baruch Hashem, is now not only a local borough park project, it's gone international. We already have numerous locations and exhibits planned in the United States, Canada, Europe, Middle East, such as Eretz Yisrael, for example. And
but not in the Arab countries yet.
No, in Eretz Yisrael, B'Etz Hashem. And you know, it's really quite amazing what we've been able to accomplish. And when the main building's not even open yet, but we're doing a lot of stuff. We have a temporary location where school children are coming to attend. We have programs on our Mill Basin temporary site. But my focus tonight is Ohel. That's what we're here for. We're here to honor Moshe Hellman, the dynamic president of Ohel for so many years, and an example to everybody in the community about how you can help an organization by giving your heart and soul to it. That's Moshe Hellman, B'Lev Nefesh. Moshe Hellman is Ohel, and we should all take an example from that. And I wish Ohel as an organization, Hatzlacha. We shouldn't need it, but if the need remains, it should continue to grow and prosper and be of help to so many people in so many different ways. Mazel tov to Moshe and to all the other honorees.
Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Good to see Penny Shapiro. He's the president of Ohel, one of the sponsors for Ohel. So thank you for joining us.
It's an incredibly wonderful organization. There's no question about it. I've been following David Mandel, who's an unbelievable person. Man, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you could talk to him about anything with Ohel. He is an unbelievable workhorse when it comes to Ohel, and rightfully so, considering it's such a wonderful organization. So I'm very proud to be his friend.
If you're speaking at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it means that you're also very committed.
That's because I can't sleep, but he could sleep, but he's still working, that's all.
Thank you for being a sponsor of Ohel.
My pleasure, and it's an honor to be a sponsor of Ohel, and Yetz Hashem will continue.
Mel Zachter joined us, co-president of Ohel, together with Moshe Hellman. 35 years plus working with Ohel, right?
Yes, it's our pleasure.
And you're still smiling.
I'm still smiling. It's a pleasure to say hello to everybody. It's an amazing dinner. We have over 1,300 people joining us, the largest and greatest dinner ever. Moshe is my co-president. He was there before me, and he's brought the organization to great heights, greater than ever before. And we span the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. More programs. Unfortunately, we have to service more people, but thank God Ohel is there to help Klal Yisrael to whatever the needs are. So it's our pleasure to say hello to everyone and to invite everyone to see what Ohel is all about and to contribute in any way which you can. Thank you all for joining us this evening.
One last question. What do you attribute this, the longevity? You're 35 years. Moshe Hellman's been over 40 years.
Yes.
How do you get people to be involved so long? What's the secret?
We get paid the big bucks. That's what it is. And Baruch Hashem, you can't say no. The first board meeting that I attended was schlepped down to a meeting, and you hear the tsaros that's going on in Klal Yisrael. Unfortunately, when you hear it, you can't say no. And when you're involved, you hear more and more, and you can't turn around. You're there, and you get more and more deeply involved, and that's what we're all about, that we want to help our fellow Jews in any which way we can. So Baruch Hashem, we're able to, and Hashem should give us the strength, all of us together, to continue at Me'ev Yesrim.
Amen. Thank you for the work that you're doing, your dedication. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're very honored to have a preeminent Rosh Yeshiva, Reuven Feinstein, join us. He's also one of the founders of Ohel, so thank you for the work. And you see Ohel has grown and flourished. Any words of blessings?
Okay, we started that time to be able to make a place for Orthodox kids. That time the only place was the Federation, and they had only non-kosher institution. It was very hard to get it. They had one kosher institution, and that was where we founded it. And Baruch Hashem, look what it came to. Look at the people that it saved. How great it's become. Baruch Hashem should continue to come and be a tzaddik, be a girl, a tzaddik, meher b'yameinu.
Amen. Amen. Shkoch to Rosh Yeshiva. Thank you. With us once again, Leon Goldenberg, very active in so many different Jewish organizations on board the Aguda. But for me, the biggest claim to fame, he hosts a radio show on our network, Community Matters, Saturday nights, 10 o'clock, WMCA, which things do matter to the community. So good to see you, Leon.
Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thanks myself for being here.
Well, this is a community event, right?
I think it's a critical event. Moshe Hellman, who's standing right over there, I served with him on a number of boards, but the truth is, Ohel is critical to our community. They really take care of very much of the underserved people of our community, and they do a phenomenal job.
And they've grown, I know, especially in Flatbush and Borough Park.
All over. They're just simply all over. It's a well-run organization. You see the homes where the people are living, how clean they are, how neat they are, how well taken care of, how happy the residents are. And it's just a wonderful organization, and it's a pleasure to be here and to support them.
Good to see you, Leon.
And a lot of hatzlacha. They should raise a lot of money. Right, Moshe?
Pleasure to see my 7th grade Rebbe in Tarvadas, Rabbi Nosson Sherman. You know him today from Art Scroll. He's been educating young and old with the wonderful Art Scroll books. So good to see you at the Ohel dinner.
It all began in the 7th grade with you. Unforgettable experience.
We won't say how many years ago that was. I don't want to date myself, but good to see you here. What brings you to the Ohel dinner?
I think it was at your bris in the 7th grade. What brings me to the Ohel dinner...
I was always at the cutting edge, yes.
What brings me to the Ohel dinner, mainly Moshe Hellman, we're mechutanim, and dear friends. I tell you, any organization that has people like Moshe Hellman, Mel Zachter, David Mandel. God only knows what they accomplish over the years. I know I speak to Moshe Hellman every Friday, and he tells me he's a people person. His connection with Ohel is because of the children, the families, and there's marvelous work, really marvelous work. My late wife was a little bit involved with Ohel. Families that she was helping, she would often refer to Ohel. And they never failed to do anything humanly possible. What more can you say about any organization?
No, it's short and sweet, but that's the truth. It's helping so many people, and that's really the key of why we're here, is to help, and Ohel is the key.
That's right. Ohel has done marvelous things, is doing marvelous things, and if we help with the dinner, with our support, they can do even more. Look at it this way. The law is, I don't know exactly all the details of the law, children have to be placed, not necessarily with Jewish parents. Ohel sees to it that Jewish children remain Jewish. What more can you do in this world? What bigger chelik in Olam Haba can you have than to keep Jewish children Jewish and to save Jewish families?
Very well said. Rebbe, thank you. Good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Rabbi Dustin Sherman. Good to see John Schmelman. He is the chairman of the Flatbush Jewish Community Coalition, the FJCC. I love alphabets in Jewish life.
Yes, isn't it great? Yes. Zev, I just want to tell you, it's great to be here tonight at the Ohel dinner. Ohel is a very, very important cause, and it helps the community, not just in my community, Midwood, Flatbush, which Ohel is now joining the new headquarters, be in the heart of Midwood, and we welcome them to Midwood. And Ohel is helping clients throughout the 5 boroughs and beyond. And it's great. Without Ohel, we'd all be in not great shape. So we appreciate very much that Ohel is there. We look forward to welcoming them to our community.
And by the way, if you have a head of one organization that bestowing honors on another group, you know that group must be good. So thank you.
Yes, I can say Moshe Hellman is a worthy honoree. No matter what community, he's the best nationwide. We vote for him as honoree number 1.
We need a good candidate for president for the week.
Yeah, right. Anyone would be better, whatever.
Better tell the Republicans the Democrats, right?
Yes, yes, all good.
Okay, thank you.
We vote for Zev Brenner. Okay.
Good to see Ben Braffman. He is the most prominent criminal defense lawyer. So good to see you at the Ohel dinner.
Thank you, thank you.
Can I ask you to make the case for Ohel?
I'm always at the Ohel dinner when I can. I think Ohel is probably one of the best organizations that I support among the many that I support. And I think what Ohel does is not being done by any other organization. So its uniqueness makes me even more interested in trying to help them in any way I can.
You're involved in so many interesting cases. Anything special going out there? What's your most interesting story out there when you're...
I think the most interesting story tonight is that Ohel began as a small organization, is now an extraordinarily successful organization, and to the extent that I have to make a case for anything tonight, it's a case for, I think, every Jew and non-Jew alike should support this important organization.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining
You're
us.
welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rabbi Mordechai Becher, exploring concepts of the Talmud each week with Dimensions of the Daf on JBS, Expanding Jewish Understanding.
Discover Accentuations by Design's state-of-the-art complete home decorating and furniture showroom in Brooklyn. They have everything you need for your home, including furniture for every room of your house, lighting fixtures, wallpaper, fabrics, window treatments, home accessories, and more for every taste and budget. And a free decorating service, too. Stop into Accentuations by Design at 1501 60th Street.
Agent MS is the great new video series for Jewish kids that educates while it entertains. Shimmy Epstein is a typical yeshiva boy, but when the forces of evil strike, led by their fiendish leader, Dr. Lotov, Shimmy transforms into the awesome Agent MS. The Forward recommends Agent MS as a perfect gift, reporting that in their experience, kids just eat it up. Agent MS is now out in 3 great episodes. Find it in your local Judaica store, or check out their website at agent-ms.com, or call 1-888-MS-123.
Kosher Expeditions operates year-round tours with delicious glatt kosher cuisine cooked fresh on site to over 30 of the world's most exotic destinations. Relax at our 7-year running Passover holiday adventure at our Kosher Le Pesach luxury beachside resort in Costa Rica. Breathtaking ocean views, exotic wildlife, inspiring lectures, children's programming, and exciting Costa Rican adventure tours during Chol Hamoed. Come tour with the most established kosher tour operator since 1994. Call Kosher Expeditions at 877-JT-KOSHER, kosherexpeditions.com, the source for exciting worldwide kosher adventure.
Anita Levine is Vice President, Branch Manager of a brand new Apple Bank in Muncie, New York, Rockland County. She's here at the Ohel dinner. Thank you for joining us. What brings you here to Ohel?
Well, we are in support of Ohel, Apple Bank for Savings. It's been a large corporate sponsor for many, many years. And I was asked on behalf of the bank to represent Apple Bank for Savings, along with my assistant manager, Mark Friedman, Louis Krawitz, who's business development, as well as David Schwartz, who manages our Crown Heights branch.
Wow, so good to see you over here, and congratulations on the opening of a brand new branch. How's it going?
I'm very excited. It's been 4 weeks tomorrow, and what is wonderful about being able to give back, Chesed, is to help anybody who needs it in the Muncie community. Apple Bank was looking at Rockland County for many years, and it's my good fortune to be the manager in Muncie.
Terrific. Thank you for joining. Continued success. Mazel tov.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I had to go to the Ohel dinner to meet formally for the first time my councilwoman on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, Helen Rosenthal. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I'm so glad I stayed to the end just to meet a new constituent.
We didn't know we were in the same district until tonight, but it's good to see you, good to have you on the program. I know that you spoke before Ohel this evening. Can you share with our audience the message that you conveyed to the people here this evening?
Sure, and you know, it was borne out again tonight. I mean, look, what Ohel does for those who are most in need is truly impressive, and it was a pleasure and honor to be here. But what I spoke about specifically is last year when I came, you know, the film that you showed was about kids with developmental disabilities who really needed the help, and then the help they got from Ohel, and it inspired me. And this year I've introduced legislation that would open up civic and cultural life and participation for people with any type of disability. And we had our first hearing, and it went very well. We're going to have our second hearing, hopefully in December or January, pass the bills. And I would love to share them with leadership at Ohel and see how we can get more people engaged who should be in civic and cultural life. So it's a real honor to be here tonight.
And that's the real challenge, get people involved, right?
That's right. That's right. Because there's a whole world out there. And for so many years, I think in civic life anyway, many doors have been shut for people with disabilities. And it's been so frustrating to get through those doors. People have given up. And what I've found in introducing this legislation and talking about it again is that people who for many years have stayed away from their community board meetings or from public hearings say they would like to come back and have their voice heard again. So I'm really looking forward to the bill being signed into law and then opening up those doors.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Israel is a special place that is always in my heart. But I'm attached to Israel more than just emotionally. I see Israel as a tremendous practical resource for the world. Through its brain power, it has brought innovative solutions to places where they are desperately needed. And where that brain power gets developed is the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. I've been a supporter and an American friend of Hebrew University for years. I'm very proud of what the university does to build Israel and to reach out to the rest of the world. It was founded by some of the most brilliant minds of the 20th century. and was an engine of innovation in strengthening the Jewish state, especially in agriculture. It was our faculty that greened a desert nation and fed Israel's people. Drip irrigation was invented here, along with techniques for improving soil quality and controlling viruses and diseases affecting plants, animals, and humans. Today, Hebrew University is an academic and research powerhouse, helping to feed and green Israel and the wider world through the Robert H. Smith Faculty of Agriculture, Food, and the Environment. As American friends, we are part of the faculty's effort to take on a huge problem, the devastating hunger, disease, and resource scarcity throughout the world. Water shortages make growing food difficult. That's why Hebrew University experts are developing drought-resistant crops. Many of us are animal lovers, and when pets become ill, they become even more a part of our families. Unfortunately, pets can also carry serious diseases, like leishmaniasis, which can be transmitted from animals to humans with terrible consequences for both. Our scientists at the Koretz School of Veterinary Medicine are developing a vaccine to help eradicate this widespread disease. Our veterinary hospital is the leader in the Middle East, treating animals from the entire region. Maintaining the health of livestock is crucial for the integrity of food supplies. This is another central part of the Koretz Veterinary School and Smith faculty mission. Our research has made Israel a major exporter of flowers, but taking time to smell the roses, or whatever those flowers are, is also producing medical breakthroughs. Malaria kills millions of people each year and is especially brutal for children. It's currently treated primarily with a plant-based compound that's expensive and in short supply. At Hebrew University, we're developing a technique using yeast to produce this vital compound in greater quantities and at lower cost. If there is anything close to a common denominator for the challenges facing the Middle East, it's water. The region needs more of it, and soon. In fact, so does the rest of the world. So who do you think is in the vanguard of desalination and wastewater treatment? The Hebrew University is building bridges to peace throughout the world in many ways. Our international students at the Smith faculty are some of our best ambassadors. The Hebrew University is in the forefront of the struggle to meet some of the most severe challenges humankind has ever faced. This outreach expresses the best of Israel's destiny, to be a light unto the nations. Help the Hebrew University and become part of that light. I'm Billy Crystal, proud to be an American friend.
Want to know what programs will be on JBS in the coming week? Then sign up for the JBS Sunday email, which highlights future JBS programming and gives you the JBS weekly schedule, which you can print out and refer to throughout the week. And it's so simple to do. Just visit our new JBS website at jbstv.org and click on Newsletter Sign Up and fill in your name and email address. And every Sunday morning you'll receive an email with JBS programming information. JBS, expanding Jewish understanding, celebrating all things Jewish.
Shalom, I'm Ambassador Yoram Edinger, and you're watching JBS, the Jewish Broadcasting Service, expanding Jewish understanding, celebrating all things Jewish.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from Ohel's 46th Annual Gala in New York City. We had Harvey Cayley on before. Now we have Gloria Cayley, his wonderful wife of many years, inspiration behind Camp Cayley, and frequent guest on our program. Good to see you again.
It's my pleasure. I don't want to say that I'm a little bit angry at my husband. I wanted him to mention that our granddaughter from Israel was a counselor this summer at Camp Cayley. She did a very good job, of course, and we're very proud of her. She enjoyed it very much. She is into disabilities, and she was also a token soldier for Birthright with children from disabilities too. And usually when you're a token soldier, you can only be once. But she did such a good job, they asked her to be twice, again with disability children. So she's into it.
She's having a lot of nachas because here you have the camp, which, by the way, I understand is growing by leaps and bounds.
You have to go. Have you gone up?
We did a broadcast a couple of years ago from the camp. We were supposed to have this, and we have to come up, maybe God willing, this summer. It's wonderful. What I liked was the integration, to be honest, is that kids who were disabled kids without working so well together, blended.
Well, what we say is that the mainstream children, they come back even more special. So.
No,
anyway,
it's very.
Thank you.
So thank you for the work that you're doing.
Now, everybody does what they can do. Thank you.
No, but let's put it this way. We find an age, and this is something which we've done programming about, that when it comes to philanthropy today, is that a lot of the young people are not into the Jewish cause, they're into everything but. And it's nice to see that this is to be a role model.
Well, I think a lot of people do. You just don't know that they're doing it because they're doing it quietly. So
it's so quiet, nobody knows about it.
My mind is made up, okay? Anyway, all the best.
And a pleasure to see you again. Thank you.
My pleasure. All the best.
Judge Shlomo Mostovsky joins us, becoming to the Ohel dinner on for many, many years.
Many years. I came tonight especially because Moshe Hellman was being honored. I know Moshe for way over 25 years, and really, as they say, he's the heart and soul of Ohel. And probably should have been honored years ago, but I came, we covered Moshe tonight. He has done so much for the organization. It's a great organization, and they're moving into my neighborhood in their new office, and they should have much atzlacha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know Myrna Zizman for so many years. She's a trustee in the village of Cedarhurst, very active in the Jewish community. Good to see you at the Ohel dinner.
Good to see you, and good to see all these wonderful people out here for the most amazing organization. I'm involved in so many, but Ohel is very, very special. And I'm here for my wonderful friend Moshe Hellman, who is Mr. Ohel. I mean, he has been a stalwart and just somebody so great, and we love them all and happy to be here.
Thank you. Good to see you again too.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody. Enjoy the evening.
You know that it's a special event that the son of David Wepper this year, so good to see you again.
Always a pleasure. You know, Ohel each and every year always amazes me. I go to the dinners each and every year, and you know, I'm just amazed by the videos, by the stories, by the work that Ohel does to help so many children in need, so many adults in need, and you know, I'm always in tears each and every year by the good deeds and the good work of Ohel.
And thank you. As you can see, everybody coming out, such an outpouring of support for Ohel. They affect so many different kinds of people in the Jewish community.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's universal in the Jewish community or in any community. And Ohel doesn't turn anybody away, whether you're Jewish or not. I mean, obviously, there's predominant need in the Orthodox Jewish community.
They have a sensitivity also to the needs of the Orthodox community.
But Ohel doesn't turn anyone away, and they service everybody.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Zev. Always a pleasure.
Moshe was such a beautiful evening. I will cherish it in my memories for the rest of my life. The way I described you in my head, you have a heart of gold, chesed, together you and Razi. You have a beautiful home, unbelievable chasodim that people don't know that what you did with so many of us throughout the years. We just wish you lots of nachas from your beautiful family, your wonderful children. Everybody spoke so eloquently about you, and we are very proud of you. Emir Hashem, Zomer der Leben, Zain Mashiach Bekoref. Kol Tuv, your best.
Israel Schmidt from Schmidt Realty joins us. Thank you for being on our broadcast. What brings you to the Ohel dinner?
Well, Ohel provides homes for many individuals, and God help me in my capacity as a Schmidt Realty, as a real estate broker, to sell them many homes and get them many locations. And it's a pleasure to work with OHEL, really is.
So you're able to establish homes for them, they can provide homes for other people.
That's right, that's right.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, it's my honor and it's a real privilege to work with people from OHEL. It's a lesson every single day. And whenever I work with them, I feel all the individuals they're helping, they're always on their side. So whatever they need or whatever they want, they always end up getting.
Thank God for that, doing wonderful, wonderful work. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you so much. All the best, a pleasure.
We're speaking with Andrew Cohen, Chair of the Mental Health for New York City Council member, 11th District in the Bronx. Second year of the OHEL dinner.
This is my second time, yes.
What keeps bringing you back?
I'm still full from the last time, but yes, happy to be here.
So what brings you back? I know you get inspiration. This is something which is dealing with community.
It's the good work. I'm happy
and you're in the Bronx, right?
I am in the Bronx, but the committee really put me in touch with OHEL, and I got to learn about all the work that they do. And that really, I'm happy to be supportive in any way I can.
Carmen Yeager told me to make sure that I get you to speak about the autism initiative.
The council has been a supporter of autism work for many years now. When I became the chair of mental health, I took on the mantle of making sure that those funds get to organizations that really need them and do the best work.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
When you walk into the doors of Living Quarters, you'll enter a world of dazzling home design ideas. Living Quarters has dining sets, children's furniture, including a teen gallery, bedding, lighting, accessories, and more. See what your home can be with a little help from Living Quarters. Living Quarters is open Sunday through Thursday, located at 5926 16th Avenue in Brooklyn. Call them at 1-866-EASY-LIVING. That's 1-866, the letter E, the letter Z, living.
We're speaking with Assemblyman Victor Picardo from the 86th Assembly covering the Bronx. Last time he was here at OHEL was 5 years ago, so welcome back.
5 or 6 years ago, yes. I believe I was with Senator Schumer. I was staffing him then quite some time ago, but it's a little blurry. But wanted to come by and say hello. You know, OHEL does great work across this, not only this state, this nation, but around the world. And I just simply wanted to come by and pay my respects and being part of this great organization.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again next year too.
I'll make it a point to make it here back again.
We hope you've enjoyed our very special broadcast originating from OHEL's 46th Annual Gala Dinner in New York City. I'm Zev Brenner. Shalom.
Thank you for watching Talkline with Zev Brenner. If you have any comments or would like more information on all of Talkline's radio and television programs nationwide, contact the Talkline Communications Network at Post Office Box 20108, Park West Station, New York, New York 10025, or call 212-769-1925. Out of New York, call 1-800-628-TALK. That's TALK. This is the Talkline Communications Network.